Have you ever had someone assume something about you because of where you grew up? That happens to me quite often. My name is Amy Cook, and I was born in Vancouver, but not the one you might be thinking about. I was born in Vancouver, Washington, not British Columbia. However, the two cities are very well connected by a similar history with the same company. Vancouver, Canada also has connections to the United States as well as the rest of the world by way of its entertainment industry and the Olympic and Paralympic Games of 2010. Vancouver, BC and Vancouver, Washington were actually both named after Captain George Vancouver of the British Royal Navy. Vancouver was actually founded in 1857, and British Columbia's Vancouver was founded in 1886. Although it is the younger of the two, Vancouver, Canada is actually the more well known because of its larger size and more connection to the entertainment industry and the Olympic Games. And Vancouver, Washington is so close to Portland, Oregon that it's more of a suburb than anything else. Vancouver, Washington actually was founded by way of the Hudson's Bay Company's Fort Vancouver, which is what it is also named after. Fort Vancouver was actually named after Captain George Vancouver as well. It was built in 1825 to serve as the regional headquarters for the Honorable Hudson's Bay Company. However, because of the Oregon Trail and the influx of American settlers, Fort Langley was built along the Fraser River near what is now Vancouver, Canada. However, Fort Langley was never utilized as the regional headquarters for the Hudson's Bay Company's Pacific region because of the impassable route that you would need to travel in order to arrive along the Fraser River to Fort Langley. The two cities are actually connected also by way of John or James Douglas, who served as a chief factor for Fort Vancouver in 1839 and was later appointed as the governor of British Columbia in 1858 and later named Vancouver, Canada as the capital for the region. Fast forward several years later to most recently their entertainment industry. Some of you may not be aware of this, but several U.S. TV series have actually been filmed there. 21 Jump Street of the 1980s and early 1990s was actually filmed in several of the middle schools and high schools along the Vancouver area. Stargate SG-1 was also filmed in Vancouver, Canada. Some of you may not be aware of this, but the DeLuise family is actually very much involved in both those projects. Dom DeLuise's sons, David, Michael, and Peter, actually acted in both shows, and Peter DeLuise, who was Penhall on Jump Street, serves as a writer for Stargate. Dark Angel from the WB actually was filmed in Canada as well. And some of the movies you may be familiar with are Air Bud, Saving Silverman, Romeo Must Die, and Josie and the Pussycats. And of course, we all know that the Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games of 2010 were held in Vancouver, Canada. As you can see, there are several ways in which Vancouver, BC has been connected to our history and our entertainment industry for many years. It's amazing to see how a group of fur traders started a connection so many years ago that started a connection to the rest of the world and is still developing and thriving today. The Hudson's Bay Company was that group of fur traders, and actually the Hudson's Bay Company is still in operation under the name of HBC, which is still in operation in Canada to this day. We still continue to film some of our movies and television shows in Canada due to the more affordable prices, and who of course can forget the tragedy of the 2010 Olympics. One thing to keep in mind in the future with all the Washington and Oregon residents who move here for school, work, or just to escape the cold weather for just a short time, you may want to ask for clarification if they say that they are from Vancouver, because you never know, they could be Canadian, or they could be just from Washington State. I hope you've learned something new about Vancouver and its continuing connection to us in the United States. Have a good day.